right, between these circles. But that's basically the idea, right? Then we, as I mentioned, we had these meetups where all participants from each circle can develop their ideas or provide more ideas around sorry, around the circle meaning. And for example, if I'm the participating in the trust and reputation circle, I probably should provide information slash ideas or um, projects around trust and reputation, and how we can use those ideas or whatever in the context of the Regen alliances we're trying to or create or enhance, right? Because probably you have already a project or an organization ongoing, and you want to uh, enhance some things that you haven't had the opportunity so far, or you have a specific challenge you want to address during the conference. So that's the idea.
Yeah, and I noticed that there's currently five circles that you can join: the diversity circle, the engagement circle, the learning circle, the trust and reputation circle, and the sustainability circle. I know I joined the trust and reputation circle, and when I did that, I got the opportunity to go in and see there's a dedicated Notion page and maybe some communication channels for that. And so, what are the first things that like people can do when they first participate and get engaged with this?
Yeah, yeah, that's interesting actually, because mm, we consider that one of the circles where, for example, TC community would be a great fit. Uh, Probably is the sustainability circle, because the TC can share its grants programs and its journey and in funding T public goods projects. And on conference participants can surely learn a lot from TEC about how it has become a sustainable community. It is also an opportunity for TEC members to meet new people, projects, to collaborate with, and we have a range of participants from different fields. I mean, I'm not talking about just Web3. We're also talking about Web2 people that is, basically starting to understand what's happening in this side of the world. So
Yeah,
yeah,
and do
basically,
you know of any other organizations that are participating as well already?
yeah, we have a list of organizations, because that's one of the things we try to ask to on conference participants, like what's the organization they are representing by accessing to the to or registering to the conference. And we have, of course, we have the Give at Galaxy, we have TC people, we have a Good Dollar, um, Refi Urbanica, which is a project from a trusted member too, Regions Unite and Wise Crowds, Circonomy, Region Network. Well, I can name a lot of organizations, but those are like in the top of my mind right now.
No, it's really
General
awesome.
Magic. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is there any like is there any call to action or any type of links that you want us to share with the community that we can provide?
Yeah. Let me, for example, I already shared the main page where you can find more information about the conference, about how to register it. There you can see also the schedule, as I mentioned. We're right now in the experience build up preparations, which is from November 22nd to December 5th. And then we are going to launch or start the demo days uh, on December 6th. On December 6th, at 2 p.m. CET, 9 a.m. AST. And well, more than welcome, of course, to join us in this special session to kick off our demo days and explore regenerative community building and transformative collaboration. It will last around 2.5 hour session, more or less, and you can come and propose topics for that session. There will be breakout rooms with different discussions happening simultaneously. And after this big event, we will have like the demo days that will run for 2 weeks, and all participants can host their individual sessions. As I mentioned, the experience build up phase is for that, like to provide some topics you would like to present. And these 2 sessions, 2 week sessions for the demo days are basically for that, for presenting, for hosting those activities you would like to discuss, right? You mentioned to me if I have more links. Of course, we have more links to share, more than just inviting people to register. And it is, of course, if you have the opportunity to support us, if you haven't done that yet. For example, for the GitCon grants, this is the last day to donate. And I'm adding here the link so you can see our project there. Other initiatives inside the on conference that I haven't touched yet is the matchmaking program. You can access to our matchmaking program. Let me share it also here. What's the matchmaking program? Basically, we're trying to match people with the right organization or with the right opportunity in general, because maybe it is not someone. There's someone that could be interested in finding a job opportunity or volunteer in an organization. So we're mapping these needs in this board, and we're trying also to bring this experience inside the Unconference. That's something that will happen also during the opening day, which is on December 6th. We will have a special experiment that will combine not only this idea, the matchmaking idea, but also Regen Score. Regen Score is a project that was designed together with along with other organizations. I'm dropping the link here too. And basically, Regen Score is a way to attestate your business behavior across the blockchain ecosystem, and you can you will obtain a score, right? So this score will let you know the level of regionness you're representing. So if you access to this page, you can calculate your score, your current score, and we're going to combine this information with the matchmaking information that, based on the data that all participants are providing us, to have an interesting networking experience, and beyond that, understand differences and similarities between between the members, and understand also their current challenges and how we can probably help each other. So that's something that as a what's the expression, like a I don't know, like a that's a gift I'm providing here. A sneak peek, that's the expression. I don't know if you have any questions.
No, I don't have any questions. Yeah, I think that's really, really awesome. I love all the work that you're doing. I didn't know about this region score or the matchmaking, so that's really, really amazing what the Trusted Seed has been up to recently. Perhaps somebody in the audience has a question. If you do, please don't hesitate to raise your hand or signal. Um, Gideon or Bear, do you guys have questions as well?
No, I'm actually looking at the Regen score page right now. It looks really cool.
Yeah, indeed. It is interesting because yeah, you have a different point of view of what is actually happening. You have a track of your behavior across the blockchain ecosystem, and you can actually identify if you want to increase, and how to increase probably your score. That's when once if you go to calculate your Regen score, you can already get the score. But if you've minted, you have it in already in your wallet, which is your badge as a Regen score user and as a Regen oriented person. And it has other use cases, of course, that we are going to be working on from next year. But right now, what we are trying to incorporate is the matchmaking program, the trusted state matchmaking program inside Regen Score. That's one of the current goals. But yeah, the idea is basically to calculate it. We're going to ask our participants to do it so they can participate in the next experiments we will have during the opening day. That's the idea. They said to join us to participate. We're going to deliver more information if I'm not wrong, if not today, tomorrow, about how this open day will be and what is required to include more experiences or being host. But despite you haven't participated like in the circle build up or the experience build up phase, you can of course participate in the demo days. Just considering some guidance that we will provide, as I said. So you can include your talk or activity or project inside the schedule for these 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's really awesome. I'm looking forward to engaging with the circle that I joined, and so it's really exciting. And if you guys get a chance to sign up, join a circle, become a part of it, share our learnings here in the TEC with other organizations. I think it's a really good opportunity for collaboration in this space, and so I really want to thank Trusted Seed for actually facilitating this, and I'm really glad you got to share it today. Is there anything else that you wanted to add to the presentation that you've already given?
Just that. Just invite you, and if you can support us, of course, during this the Git going round. And
Yeah, I
yeah,
think there's only a
that's all.
couple hours
Oh,
left, probably.
yeah, and we have also a project inside the Git platform. So also that's a way of support the Unconference experience.
Nice. Yeah, for sure. And if you get a chance to go add it to your shopping cart, bridge your funds if you haven't already done that,
Yeah.
and yeah, fund these public goods. So
Of
thank you
course,
so
of
much,
course.
Nancy.
No, thanks to you
Um,
guys for having me here. Thanks.
yeah, not a problem. So uh, we're going to move from the presentation from Trusted Seed to kind of providing some community updates. Um, we're going to go at it. Gideon, if you want to start with maybe kind of any updates that you have on the state of the commons, um, and what we've been up to.
Sure. Eunice, thanks for doing that. That's great. You guys are doing great work. And actually, you should feel free to put a link to your Gitcoin and Giveth profiles in the chat in case people want to donate. So Bear and I are actually going to split this because I've been away. I just got back, but there are a couple things I wanted to highlight, and then I'll pass it over to Bear. One is, there's something that's really cool that the TEC funded back in April, May of last year, which was Token Engineering Academy's work on using GPT as kind of a front end for making the token engineering process, basically the process of doing design and testing, verification of these systems a lot easier to do. And the results of this were just published a couple weeks ago by Angela and Ron.
Nobody.
Sorry?
I'm sorry. I was asking something here, but I was muted. Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. So I'm going to put a link in the chat to this paper. There are 3 of these explanations of what they've been up to. And if you get a chance, I highly recommend that you check it out. It feels like there's something really important that these 2 have done over this last 6-7 months. I feel like it has the potential to really open up token engineering and make it a lot more accessible to a lot more people in ways that could really shift the field. So we're all really excited about this work. So that's one thing. The other thing that's cool, Bear's going to talk a little bit about the migration that the TC is doing over to Optimism. We're moving off of Gnosis Chain and over to Optimism. And as part of that, one of the things that we did just recently is we applied for an Optimism Retro Public Goods Funding Grant. And so we'll be sending out some tweets and stuff like that over the next week or so to see if there are ways that we can get the TC community involved in trying to help plug that and increase the chances of the TC getting some retroactive public goods funding from Optimism, because that's going to be our new home. So that's kind of exciting. So I'm going to stop there and hand it over to Bear. He's got about a couple other things to talk about what's going on in the TC right now.
Yeah, thank you, Gideon. There's a lot of things actually going on in the TC. It's been a really interesting and really busy past few months. If you take a look at the forum, you're gonna see a lot of activity with different topics and initiatives going on. One of the main ones is the migration of the TEC from Gnosis to Optimism. There's a lot of different parts of it, and one of them is this change of the mechanism we use to enforce decisions within the DAO, moving from Celeste to this other mechanism called Guardians. You can take a look and learn more about what the purpose of the Guardians will be in a forum post that I can share the link here just a little later. And related with that, just today the nominations for those Guardians they have been closed, and the snapshot vote it's live. So if you are a token holder, we invite you to take a look at that vote. It's an actual ranked vote choice. So we're supposed to choose 7 guardians and 3 reservists from the people that were able to self-nominate. So yeah, if you're willing, just feel free to leave your vote there. Then we also have going through advice process a new revised covenant that has been modified also with uh, based on the decision, depending on the decision whether we move to Optimism or not, depending if that vote is able to pass. But you can go also to the forum and take a look at that. It's been pretty interesting. A lot of cool improvements, just like the mentioning of the new Guardians mechanism, as well as some other accountability and transparency changes that we've made to the covenant. So you can take a look at that. It's gonna be in advice process for around 4 days more, if I'm correct, before it goes to a community vote as well. And the last thing is that we also part of the OP migration. There has been this discussion about which new reserve currency should the TEC adopt once it has migrated to Optimism. So there's also another forum post there with a lot of interesting conversation going on. so if you have any insights, thoughts, or opinions in regards to that topic, we also invite you to share them in that forum. So yeah, there's a lot of things moving on there. We also have this new initiative of the fiduciary stewardship of the common pool. So it's an attempt basically to try to better protect the remaining funds we have as a commons, and to do that through a different type of mechanisms. So it's basically trying to put together some sort of policies or guidelines that all token holders we can agree on, in order to protect those funds, in the most transparent and best way possible. As well as trying to introduce these ideas and practices of budgeting in a more of a medium to long term basis, uh, for for the TEC as a DAO. Not as working groups anymore, but trying to bring more clarity and more predictability to the DAOs, to the TEC's finances. So there's a forum post trying to provide some more context on this initiative. Also, if you're interested on that, feel free to share your thoughts and ideas on that. We'll continue posting a lot of related information about this initiative in the coming days and weeks. And the last thing that I have here is in regards to the token engineering stakeholder study. This has been a great initiative, led by Livia. I think we're getting closer to having it released. She has this, what's it called, a possible date for next month as the release date for these reports. So also be sure to sign up in the website that we can also share here the link a bit later for you to receive that report straight to your email as soon as it gets released. And yeah, I think that's all I have right now. I hope I was able to be clear on anything. If people have any questions, also feel free to 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 raise your hand, and we can clarify anything.
Thank you, Ray. Yeah, and just always remember to engage with the forum as well. If worst comes to worst, you can't talk here, talk at the forum as well. So I'm going to pass this over to Isaac, who's got some updates on our token engineering grant round that we just went through, which is pretty exciting. Isaac?
The round is over. Yay! Uh, Probably our most exciting round so far. We've gotten. I have to check the numbers again, but so far, or better said, available to the project. On this round, we were also able to, and that's of course thanks to the sponsors. This is the first round we engage sponsors in, having this matching pool, having contributions from Ocean. A new learning experience just to engage with the sponsors, whatever they want, how to make sure they are happy, and just coordinate with them. Then as far as the round itself, we got more two rounds were right around 15. The first round was 16 projects, second round was 14, and this third one, it's 19 projects, I believe. And as far as donations, we got close to $6,000 worth of donations from donors. Now the work is pretty much just processing the donations. There's some civil analysis to do on the donations, just to make sure that we didn't had any attempt of attack to the round, and then pretty much just distribute funds to the grantees. It's actually very we are closing the round having done three. We are closing the year having done 3 rounds overall. Um, this is the longest. I believe this is the longest we've ever had a project running, uh, which is in my opinion, a pretty strong signal of how or of how the TC is, or where the TC is going to be, or where are we going forward. So I would just expect for this grants program to grow, to continue, and hopefully even have some peripheral projects to also support the projects that apply to the round in other ways. I think that's pretty much that. I'll pass it over to you, Nate, unless there's any questions or comments.
Yeah, thank you, Isaac. I really appreciate that. Yeah, and if you are a grantee who received funds in this round, and you have any types of questions, don't hesitate to get on our Discord and reach out to us in the support channel of the TE grant section. With that being said, I'm going to pass it over to YGG, and hopefully maybe you could talk about a little bit about the token utility initiative meetings, and maybe even TQF if you get a chance to update the community on those initiatives.
Thanks, Nate. Sure, yeah. Love to speak to those initiatives. So just so everyone here knows, we have opened up another block on our TEC calendar, and that is Mondays at, I believe it's noon PST. And that's a 1-hour block to facilitate open discussions on TEC token utility and the future of the TEC token, the augmented bonding curve, and design decisions that we can make during this time that we are migrating chain infrastructure from Gnosis to Optimism, and then even beyond that, how do we imagine the future of the TEC token and the TEC infrastructure, technology infrastructure, and on-chain infrastructure and token infrastructure. So these are weekly sessions, and my rough idea is to have very open, free flow discussions for the remainder of the year. Take notes, and then come into the new year with sort of a body of interest, like a knowledge base, just based off of free and open discussions. And then in the new year, we can reflect on what has come up across the community, across these discussions, and start to form that into more of a strategical approach on how do we want to integrate what we learn and what we're talking about and what comes to light into the future strategy direction of the TEC and the technology decisions that we're going to be making. So those are fun. We've just had a couple of those, and yeah, please feel free to hop in Mondays for that hour block. It's just an open discussion, and bring whatever you want to talk about, or if you want to listen in, and please feel free to join in there. The other thing that you mentioned, Nate, is the tunable QF initiative that we've got going here. This is an initiative funded through Tau voting on the TEC, and it is supplementing and augmenting our quadratic funding process, our TEGR grants rounds process, where we are boosting the donation signals from the initiative is to boost donation signals from subject matter experts in token engineering. Now, how do we do that? It's not easy, but we started by looking at Token Engineering Academy credentials, and then also holders of TEC tokens. So we're looking at these NFT credentials, and then we're looking at the TEC token, and we're taking people who are making donations and also holding these tokens, whether credentials or TEC tokens. We're using that as a signal of subject matter expertise. and we're applying a boost factor on the donations in the donation data set as that data set gets fed through the quadratic funding algorithm. So that if you are holding TEC tokens or if you have TE Academy credentials, you are, and how we've ran it for round 1 and 2 is if you qualify for the boost, then your donations are doubled. So if you donated $20 to a project, it's going to count as a $40 donation when that runs through the quadratic funding algorithm. This is a sort of a product or a as we do some industry research and talk to other operators, this is something that organizations are looking for and something that could readily be adopted by a lot of grant operators. So as we build this out, I've been working on a data analysis toolkit for analyzing quadratic funding, supporting operators, and then also doing this fine tuning of applying signal boosting from token distributions, and then also just exploring different kinds of quadratic funding mechanisms like pairwise penalties and cluster mapping, and seeing how those all integrate together with this subject matter expertise signal boosting, and then just creating some data visualization so you can explore the impact of what it means to apply these transformations on the funding outcomes. So we've been using that. It's basically been in like pre-alpha for round 1 and 2. That the development environment I've been building out is now coming into a stable state, and so maybe we could call it like a beta version that we'll have for this grant rounds 3 distribution, and we are starting to partner with Giveth on getting their team utilizing the tool as well. So stay tuned for more updates coming out soon regarding tunable QF. Thanks, Nate.
Yeah, no, thank you. It's a really great update. And the last on our list for updates is the events. We've had a pretty busy month of November, as everybody knows, with the Token Engineering Grant Round number 3. During GG19, we held a bunch of different spaces to highlight some of the projects that were participating as grantees within the space and competing for the distribution of that 50K. Also, we have the recent recording of Token Engineering Public Goods interview series, which is meant to be an educational interview series for token engineers to follow along with. Our recent episode was episode number 2 with Trent McConaughey of Ocean Protocol, where we discussed prediction markets, data streams, data feeds, and their new product, the Ocean Predictor. And I had a really good time talking with Trent about this product, and just it was an enjoyable conversation to talk about the importance of predictions in society. And we're going to continue this Token Engineering Public Goods series. I'm actually hoping to get Rohit on to talk about the CAD GPT, because I think that would be just an amazing conversation to have with him, especially in regards to his work that he's been doing with Angelo over at the Token Engineering Academy. In addition to this, we've been I've been talking with Octopus and a couple of other people in the space that are actually, hosting their own spaces, and to kind of aggregate within the TEC to maybe have multiple offerings of different content creation for spaces on Twitter to actually engage with the token engineering community from different angles. And so this is something that's slowly developing, and been talking with Octopus and several others that are open to the idea of how this would work. So if you're interested in participating in that type of thing, please do let me know. I'd love to have you contribute towards that effort. But outside of that, I think this is. Does anybody else have any updates that they want to add to this community call? All right, give it a go ahead. What'd you do?
I'm wondering if it's nice to see Craig and Jean here, old time community members, and just wondering if either of them have anything to share today.
How are you?
Oh, great.
How are you, Greg?
Hello, everybody. Great call. Thanks for having it.
Hey, Gene. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, you guys got any questions or anything like that? Hey, Craig, how are you?
Hey, Nate and Sean and everybody. Good to see you all. I'm just catching up and not super engaged, but always cool to see what the new happenings are. Nice to see you all.
Craig, you have seen the evolution of the TEC from the beginning, so it's always good to see you around in these calls.
Ditto.
Well, I just want to thank everybody. This was TEC Community Call number 103, which is pretty amazing. I just want to thank everybody for showing up, and if you want to keep engaged, please do join us on the forum and talk about some of the important topics that we're talking about. Get engaged on Twitter and any other way you can through this Discord. So thank you for your time, and we'll see you around. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Nate.
Thanks, Nate. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Nate. Thank you, everyone.
Bye. Ciao.